We're back, we're racing, and you join us for another F1 2019 The Game video for calendar season racing, the German Grand Prix around the Hockenheim circuit. As you can see from qualifying, a bit of a mixed up order this time. Let's get through the grid. We've got Mr. MJR and Creeping Wing here at the back. Moving forward, we've got Lead Young Vito, P11, Tardo in P12. Further forward, we've got TRC Stewart in the Racing Point and Tronny in P9 in the Red Bull. Further forward, we've got Feta Cheese in P8, Harry West up in P7. Further forward, we've got Snipe starting on the medium compound and his teammate Philly on the soft compound there in P5. Further forward along the grid, we've got myself in P4, FJ Scopes in P3. And moving up to the front row, we've got Munja Clark P2 in the new Mercedes, and we've got our teammate Harvey taking the pole position, a surprise pole for the Toro Rosso driver, and a great performance, I'd have to say. So let's get ready for this race. Let's line up on the grid. A bit of a mad formation lap, lads. Calm down, I'd say. But let's get into it nonetheless. What's your thoughts and predictions? Starting P4. Do we have the opportunity for a win at this Grand Prix? Let's see. Harv and Munja looks pretty tasty. Never forget Snipes. And it's 3, 4, 5 red lights. And away we go for the German Grand Prix, and it's a fairly decent start off the line. We get some good traction going down into turn 1. We're going to get up alongside the Force India, I keep saying, the Racing Point. Yeah, we're going to get in the slipstream of FJ. We're going to go to the inside. We're not going to give him space to push us out here. And we're going to go fairly easy on the brakes. We want to leave some space for him on the exit there. Harv gets a good traction as well as the Racing Point. So we're going to slip up back underneath him. We've still got all the bells and whistles turned up. This is the battle for third. Going down into the hairpin. Who's going to have the biggest balls under the brakes? Me or FJ? What's it going to be? We're going to go deep. We're going to hold the inside line here. We're going to give plenty of space. We don't want to take any room on the exit there. Wheel-to-wheel action there. Great stuff. We're still side by side out of the hairpin all the way up to this corner here. Oh, we're still holding it side by side down into the braking zone. We've got the outside. Not the ideal line, but we're going to have the inside for the next corner. Oh, and we hold on to it just through here. Is it still on the outside, but we're just so careful at this minute. We don't know if we're going to make contact and we're going to bin our race, so we just think wisely about it, and we're going to go again. So we just drop back, slip back into P4, and we're going to get back on FJ Scopes in just a minute. So we've got Feta behind us in P5 on lap 1 of the Grand Prix. An exciting opening lap to the race. Already some great wheel-to-wheel action with the likes of FJ there. Thoroughly enjoying the racing, chaps. Munja Clark with the fastest lap there. He led in down into turn 1. Let's get a look, off-board look of the start. Everyone away pretty well going down into turn 1. So a little bit of argy-bargy, minimal contact. As you can see, Munja went through into P1. Harv slipped down to P2. A little bit of a gap forming there. And just getting caught out here. I broke up my normal braking point, but I think FJ must have broke a bit earlier to get on the power a bit earlier, and we just misjudged it, tapped the back of him, and we've got damage to the front wing now. One of the end plates I think is damaged. So moving in here, just have an off-board of that. As you can see, our car sparking away there really badly, and we just caught the back of FJ into the braking zone. Damage report. What's the damage, Captain? We need a new front wing, box. Let's get in there, let's get freshened up, and let's get back out once more. So coming into the pits here, we're going to have to make this strategy work now. We're going to have to go early to the mediums. We don't want to go on the hard tyre if we can help it. It should go a long way, we do hope, from practice sessions I've done previously. And yeah, front wing on 8.3 to stop. Of course, front wing change, not ideal. Coming back out, where's it going to bring us? 12 or 13 runners at the current time. So not ideal, but let's make do with what we've got basically. So we've been catching the pack onto lap 5 now. We've got Mr. Tardo P12 up ahead, P11 up ahead of us, and we're going to fly past him. We've got a lot better traction out the corner. He's obviously struggling on his older tyres at this point as well, and pretty easy move going down there into the hairpin already done. So yeah, a position gain. Moving on into lap 6, we're now creeping up to the back of Creeping Wing, getting into the slipstream here. We've got DRS enabled as well, and we're going to be quite conservative under brakes. We don't know if he's going to see us from that far back, but he's overcooked it a bit. We get up the inside, get on the power quite well, and the position is out. So we're up into P10 on lap 6 of the Grand Prix, but the rest of the guys are quite a margin up the road. They haven't made their pit stops yet, so it's going to take a while to catch them. As you can see, going into lap 7, we've got some cars in the pits, making up some places at this point, up to P8, and that's Harry West just coming out the pits. So that's worked out pretty well for us terms of our strategy, even though we've had the front wing change, etc. We're going to have weaker tyres though. These tyres have been on the car for a few more laps already. As you can see, we've got exceeding track limits. A lot of people struggling here, getting penalties, etc. It's a difficult one because you have to push the track to its limits, literally. And we've got Harry West going to the outside here, down into the hairpin. He feels tasty on his fresh rubber. And we're going to hold our line there in the middle of the road. And Harry West gets the job done. A good move there, Harry. Made it work around the outside. But we're going to come back at you. And we just get checked off our momentum there, our speed. But we're still going to hold the space. We're not going to give you the ideal line, Harry. And we made it work pretty well. So good defensive driving there from Harry West. A thoroughly good racer to race against in this league. So coming across the line to start lap 8 in the Grand Prix. And we're going to have more cars boxing around this point. And as you can see, we've got, that is a Renault coming out the pits. That is Philly. So we're just going to have to slot in behind him. And that's us into P7 at this point in the Grand Prix. So we're going to try and get in the DRS now and try and make this overtake work. Going down into the hairpin. He's got DRS as well. This is not going to be easy if we're going to make it stick. And as you can see, we really don't have the momentum here. It's going to be a real big lunge if we're going to do anything. And Harry West is going defensive to the inside. Doesn't get the best exit there. Pretty slow to get on the power. Philly there. He's going to get a run at Harry West going into this corner. They're almost side by side. And is there going to be contact? Plenty of racing room left there. So good racing, lads. And Harry West has got the inside into the next. Philly's got a better traction though, but just doesn't have the space to get round him. And that enables us to get up into P6, to just sneak in there when we was all checked for different momentum, etc. Now moving in further in the race, it's starting lap number 9, is that now? Yeah, lap number 9. More cars in the pits, etc. And Harry, so unlucky, Harry. Literally, I went up on the curb, almost similar to you. Got a little twitch, but yours just spat you off into the wall. And it was like game over. So unfortunate. It's happened to me so many times at Turn 1 at this Grand Prix. I hate it, I detest it, I loathe it. But yeah, we're into P5 now. On lap 9 of the Grand Prix, what can we make happen from here? FJ's a long way up the road. We're going to be pretty much defending from behind. Our tyres are going to start to go off. And we're going to struggle in the later phases of this Grand Prix. So moving into lap 13 of this race now. And we've got Philly. He wants a piece of the action. He's going to get up our gearbox now. He's got DRS enabled. Going down into the braking zone. We're not going to make it easy. We're going to hold the inside line at this point. Hit the apex pretty nice. And get on the power pretty well. I think he did run a little bit wide there. You can see Lee Jung retiring. Mr. Tado retiring at the same time. Did you have contact, guys? What exactly happened to end your races? Let us know in the comments below. Always good to hear from you. And as you can see, we've got safety car deployed on lap 13. Not many laps left to go. And it's going to be the start of lap 16 when we get green flag racing once again. You can see we just got the notification that the safety car is in this lap. Maintain your speed. You don't want to get damage or anything under the safety car or a penalty for that fact. And as you can see, there was some talk of some the leader went a couple of times in terms of like got the hammer down and put the brakes back on, etc. I didn't notice it too much during the Grand Prix, but I know P2 did and some of the others as well. So we've got to be mindful of that going into the future races. But we're getting ready to go green flag racing once again. Coming through the final corners here. Very late start for the car. Obviously waiting for the safety car to get into the box. And we are underway once again. This is going to put us under pressure now from the cars behind. They're all the pressure tyres. There's boys at the back which have also put on the softer compound. They've actually thrown the dice now. So coming out the first corner, a pretty good one for us. Coming down here into 2 and just trying to get on the power as early as possible. It's going to pay you back all the way through here. As you can see, Snipes is up ahead of us. He is the championship leader. He is the man to beat. If you're ahead of Snipes, you're going to win races. And coming down into the hairpin. And it's FJ and Snipes side by side here. Now Snipes, really tight action there. Snipes just squeezing through and FJ just having to concede. He's the place there. And as you can see, we've got the Renault. We've got TRC alongside us, Philly alongside us. TRC up our gearbox. But we're going to hold the inside into this corner. And we're going to give space on the outside just in case he's still there. He is. You can see we've got the red arrows and it's so tight, so tight. Only one line through there. And on lap 16 of this Grand Prix, managed to hang on to P5. Very close racing. What more can we get? Can we capitalize on any mistakes of the leaders? So coming into lap 17, as you can see, we've caught up to the back of FJ Scope. We don't have any DRS enabled because of the safety car, but We're going to have a go. Going into this, we want to get a good exit. And my God, we've just been punted. We've been punted. TRC's gone through. Vetter's gone through as well. Chonny is the culprit behind. We managed to identify Chonny through forensic analysis of his nose. We managed to get DNA off the Red Bull nose there. We noticed the yellow nose coming into it when we got a slow-mo. We're going to get into it just after so you can get a replay of what exactly happened going into that corner. It caught me completely napping. I was battling ahead myself. Had a fairly small margin behind, yes, but didn't expect a lunge or a dive bomb, or should we say a torpedo maneuver there. Unlucky, Chonny, if you got caught out, son. But anyway, we move on. So coming into the final few corners, we've got wing damage. Let's have a look here. Coming into the corner, we're looking to take the wide apex here. Get on the power as early as possible. And as you can see, we've got a car, just massive overspeed coming into the side of us here. And we just look for the yellow front nose as it makes contact there. Also the medium tyre just indicating that it was Chonny, just moved slightly ahead of us as well in the standings for a momentary period. You can see how our tyres were going off as well. Really pushing them from the early stages in this race. But thanks for watching another We're Racing video. As you can see, coming across the line in what is it, P7. Not the ideal race for us. Good race for our teammate Harv. Snipes with the win. Munjaklar P3, FJ4, Stewart in 5th, Vetter Cheese in 6th, and ourselves 7. Then we got Chonny, Philly, etc., and the rest of the boys. So yeah, a thoroughly entertaining race, you'd have to say. Plenty of action, some controversy for good measure. Did enjoy it, some good wheel-to-wheel action. At least the contact did happen, I suppose, on the last lap, and we did get across the line. So we got some lovely imagery for you as well, and that helps make my grids, etc. But thanks for watching another We're Racing video. Give me a like, give me a subscribe, hit the bell if you haven't already, and if you feel free to share the content any way you like. So just going to get a look through the standings. As we've said, Snipes, Harv, Munjaklar, FJ, Stewart, Vetter, myself, Philly, Chonny, Creeping Wing, Tado, Vito, Harry West, so unfortunate there, and Mr. I keep saying Mr. MJR in the Ferrari at the back there. So hoping to get some more races, hoping to get a full grid for you soon. If you like the content, you want to join the league, we're on Xbox One. We're open to new people. We just need some time trial stats, and I'll leave you with some footage from the end of the race. As you can see, a bit of a caterpillar here in the final laps, getting really, really close. Some good racing as well, really, really good racing. Under safety car here. Safety car driver really mixed up the order in the final stages because people did have time penalties, etc. But that's the way the game works. That's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. Coming across the lake, you see some debris flying across here. We can see Chonny. Was it Chonny or Vetter? I'm not quite sure. Into the barrier at the final stages. But yeah, good race. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.